Test.
Okay. Well, we got some major things going on, but first we're going to start off very lightheartedly. I have no idea what this is. Let's check it out. God damn, that music is really loud. Is that a ghost? Okay, not showing all that much, but I'm somewhat curious. I'm always curious into these games now more than ever, just because of I like the idea of stylized graphics and everything. Very new to like it. Well, not really, but yeah, it's just. I heard about this today. Wait, we have NVIDIA's thing to check out after. But yeah, be curious to see what comes of this. Been meaning to check that one out for a while. Now this one, Knight's Path, the tournament. I learned about this very recently, pretty much today. Not today, yesterday, because it's past fucking midnight and everything. Coming from Shadeversity, and I've been checking up on his content every now and then. I remember when I did my reaction to him, when I didn't know anything about him, but I quite appreciate a lot of what he does. It's very amazing and everything. And he gave praise to this game, and he made a very good comment as to one of the things that they did, and it's something that I'm very curious how it's done. Is this an Unreal Engine game? Because I don't know if it is or if it would be. This is Unreal Engine. Ooh. Even more interested now. Let's get into this.
I challenge you to a duel.
All right, let's show them the true art of combat.
Greetings, stranger. Are you here to sign up for the tournament?
Yes, I am, my lord.
Look at that boy over there, flailing around like a drunkard.
I will teach you. First, let's adjust your guard. It's fundamental to everything else. Greetings, traveler. Welcome to my humble shop. Look around, you will find only the finest of weapons and armor.
I'll show you the might of Gromskar.
You don't give up so easily, do you?
No,
All right, I will teach you humility.
not this time. This time I will be the teacher.
I yield.
Now Ulrich stands before an immense challenge. He's about to engage in battle with our revered champion. This knight is an unbeaten force, admired far and wide for his unmatched prowess in combat. For Ulrich, this is not just another duel. It's an attempt to conquer the unconquerable.
So I'll speak about this while the combat is running in the
To
background.
sign up for the tournament?
Yeah. Now, this got a lot of praise because they used something that was created somewhat by University. He was sick of video games showing such inaccuracies when it comes to sword fighting in video games. So he asked that all those who are somewhat even professionals, like masters in everything, like in HEMA, and all the kind of like sword fighting and all the historical kind of like showcases for weapons and everything. He wanted everyone to record the movements for the typical basic somewhat, well, pretty much just what was shown before. Like you have your basic, what's it called, kind of fighting styles and everything. Where is it? It's back a bit more. Upgrade your equipment. No, not this. Wait, here. So it shows the different forms, well, like lessons. Novice, adept, expert, and it's like they did a lot of recordings and everything from a lot of people. Pretty much, like I think this was a worldwide thing, and so these guys have basically designed their combat system based off of those same movements and everything, which is was seeing it. Man, I wish if they went for the more immersive kind of like gameplay rather than the Hollywoodish, I would say. Like there's a lot of spark flying around in this. And just, well, I actually do like that stabbing animation. It was really good. There's nothing like wrong with all this. It's just, what's it called? I would like to see a lot of these movements with the actual like foot movement as well, because a lot of that was showing it a little bit more better as well. I don't know. It's somewhat weird. That shit looks so like parries. I'm very curious as to how this combat is going to be and everything. Is it a button mashing? Because obviously, like coming from half sword now, like I like the idea of the movement and everything, where it's just you control the sword and everything. It's really good. Quite like that. Seeing all this though is really, really awesome as well to see. One of the things that Shadiversity actually commented, which kind of brought my attention to it, was the armor and the way how these developers are going about it, showcasing and everything, the armor for this specific game is that unlike majority of other games, when they showcase a person wearing armor, every now and then you might see that armor stretch, like as if it's not metal, obviously, like as if it's a different material and everything. But that's not the case with this studio. The armor is, well, from what I had heard, I don't know if this is going to be true throughout the whole game, but the armor is the most impressive thing because it is as close as what you could get to a one-to-one representation of how the armor should be depicted for real life, kind of like, yeah, like fucking real life kind of like look and everything. Like it would be the closest to a real life. It's not bending and everything. And so I just thought, holy shit, I need to pick this out. Yeah, this one's gonna be. I can't wait to see what this one's gonna be like. Damn, that other game. I should have looked into the. Oh my god. We have access to a playtest? Add to library. Yes, we do. Well, it looks like we could be checking this out a little later. Matter of fact, we could probably go ahead and download it right now because we have an even longer reaction to check out as of right now. That other game, I really wish I got to see that other game now. Any way where I can go through my history, perhaps? Is there any? Yeah, I want to go back and. Oh, why the fuck did I exit that? I'm special. Leave me alone. All right, where the fuck is the fucking link? History. Beta test. Okay. Well, I'll keep this pinned up. This one I suppose we can turn off now. Yeah, this is Ninth Path, the tournament. Might check this out after the stream, who knows? This is the main course for stream today. NVIDIA CES, keynote. The showcase. And I've been seeing...
is how intelligence is made.
What the hell is wrong with my mic? Okay, my mic is fine. How about now? I'll turn it down a bit.
This is how
Why
intelligence
is
is made.
it like messing with my mic? What the hell is that
A
about?
new kind of factory. Generator of tokens.
We can turn it up a bit.
The building blocks of AI. Tokens have opened a new frontier, the first step into an extraordinary world, where endless possibilities are born. Tokens transform words into knowledge and breathe life into images. They turn
Crazy.
ideas into videos and help us safely navigate any environment. Tokens teach robots to move like the masters. Inspire new ways to celebrate our victories.
A martini, please.
Tell him light up.
Thank you, Adam.
And give us peace of mind when we need it most.
Hi, Maroka.
Hi, Anna. It's good to see you again.
The ratchet
We're
thing?
gonna take a blood sample
Or
today,
just
okay?
ratchet?
Don't worry. I'm gonna be here the whole time.
They bring meaning to numbers to help us better understand the world around us. Predict the dangers that surround us. And find cures for the threats within us. Tokens can bring our visions to life. And restore what we've lost.
Using eye tracking? I'm guessing.
Exactly. I got my voice back, buddy.
They help us move forward. One small step at a time. And one giant leap. Together.
That would be very therapeutic for anyone who is somewhat wheel-bound.
And here is where it all begins.
Welcome to the stage, NVIDIA founder and CEO, Jensen Huang.
This is my first time watching anything NVIDIA related.
Welcome to CES! Are you excited to be in Las Vegas?
So I'm going to be kind of a fish out of water during this.
I thought I'd go the other way from Gary Shapiro. I'm in Las Vegas after all. If this doesn't work out, if all of you object, well, just get used to it. I really think you have to let this sink in. In another hour or so, you're going to feel good about it. Well, welcome to NVIDIA. In fact, you're inside NVIDIA's digital twin. And we're going to take you to NVIDIA. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to NVIDIA. You're inside our digital twin. Everything here is generated by AI.
What?
It has been an extraordinary journey, extraordinary year, and it started in 1993.
Ready, go!
With NV1, we wanted to build computers that can do things that normal computers couldn't. And NV1 made it possible to have a game console in your PC. Our programming architecture was called UDA, missing the letter C until a little while later, but UDA, Unified Device Architecture. And the first developer for UDA and the first application that ever worked on UDA was Sega's Virtual Fighter. 6 years later, we invented, in 1999, the programmable GPU. And it started 20 plus years of incredible advance in this incredible processor called the GPU. It made modern computer graphics possible. And now, 30 years later, Sega's Virtual Fighter is completely cinematic. This is the new Virtual Fighter project that's coming. I just can't wait. Absolutely incredible. 6 years after that, 6 years after 1999, we invented CUDA, so that we could explain or express the programmability of our GPUs to a rich set of algorithms that could benefit from it. CUDA initially was difficult to explain, and it took years, in fact. It took approximately 6 years. Somehow, 6 years later or so, 2012, Alex Karshevsky, Ilya Sutskever, and Jeff Hinton discovered CUDA, used it to process AlexNet, and the rest of it is history. AI has been advancing at an incredible pace since. Started with perception AI. We now can understand images and words and sounds. To generative AI, we can generate images and text and sounds. And now, agentic AI. AIs that can perceive, reason, plan, and act. And then the next phase, some of which we'll talk about tonight, physical AI, 2012. Now, magically, 2018, something happened that was pretty incredible. Google's Transformer was released as BERT, and the world of AI really took off. Transformers, as you know, completely changed the landscape for artificial intelligence. In fact, it completely changed the landscape for computing altogether. We recognized properly that AI was not just a new application with a new business opportunity, but AI, more importantly, machine learning enabled by transformers, was going to fundamentally change
what is
how computing
transformers?
works.
I need to. Where's my
today,
phone? I'm gonna do some research.
Computing is revolutionized in every single layer, from hand coding,
God damn it, my phone's fucking dead.
instructions that run on CPUs to create software tools that humans use. We now have machine learning that creates and optimizes neural networks that processes on GPUs and creates artificial intelligence. Every single layer of the technology stack has been completely changed. An incredible transformation in just 12 years. Well, we can now understand information of just about any modality. Surely you've seen text and images and sounds and things like that. But not only can we understand those, we can understand amino acids, we can understand physics. We understand them, we can translate them, and generate them. The applications are just completely endless. In fact, almost any AI application that you see out there, what modality is the input that it learned from? What modality of information did it translate to? And what modality of information is it generating? If you ask these three fundamental questions, just about every single application could be inferred. And so when you see application after applications that are AI-driven, AI-native, at the core of it, this fundamental concept is there. Machine learning has changed how every application is going to be built, how computing will be done, and the possibilities beyond. Well,
I have a hypothetical because I'm very curious. With information about what's it called? Not supercomputers. There's a different kind of computer, a quantum computer, which has the ability to what's it called? God damn it. I've forgotten the name of it. I recently looked up the stupid video of it. Superconductor or something. It's like it can identify an object as a certain state, a state which has somewhat two forms and everything. So like the demonstration that was used was the heads or tails method. And so it, in turn, a quantum computer can locate a specific item as, let's say, heads, knowing that it can also be tails, given a different circumstance. And then given another circumstance, a circumstance of never-ending, it isn't this thing, it isn't the other thing, it isn't heads or it isn't tails. And so it has three states. This state of unknowing of what the kind of object is, in a state of it is this way when as normal, and it is this other way when something else is making it be like that. And then, yeah, and so like with that kind of description of quantum computing and everything, I'm curious as to, with artificial intelligence, how is that then somewhat seen or used and everything? Because there was a matter in which the way how computers themselves are kind of like speaking to themselves and everything, recording their own memories is in BIOS, a form of ones and zeros. But then, what's it called? With quantum computing, it has the ability to change its own language. So it can identify the language of BIOS, which is ones and zeros, but it can go beyond that and create a new language, a language of abstract. Abstract meaning, let's say we're going to have a piece of art, sorry for the flashbang. Abstract meaning, this is a square, right? Obviously. This is a circle, and then you get your oval, and let's just say that when, what's it called? Like the BIOS would be basically square. It is very like fit to its own lines and everything, and it's all code at the end of the day, and it fits neatly together, the language of it. Now, what's it called? Trying to get a perfect circle is like impossible or something, or like the calculation of it and everything, but the language of, yeah, I kind of deviated a bit, so let me cut this off now, because like this actually doesn't mean anything. So like the language of BIOS is something very uniformic and is kind of known. Like we can reverse engineer it down to the BIOS and everything. However, the language of abstract, or the language of quantum computing, could be seen something like this. We don't exactly know what it is. It looks like an S. And then it could be something like this. And there could be infinitely as many more, but to put it plainly, it takes, I believe, 13, or is it 8? It's either 8 to 13 ones and zeros to give you the letter A. In the abstract, this can be the representation of the letter A. Instead, it is just one metric instead of 8 to 13. And it's kind of like when you translate something from Chinese to English, sometimes you can get a lot of text in Chinese, and translating it to English, well, you somewhat dumb down the message and some things are missing. And that's because the language, some of their characters aren't just one word, or this is for some languages and everything. This might not be Chinese, but there are languages out there in the real world where one character can actually mean more than one word, which is kind of like, yeah, very bizarre. But this is somewhat the way how quantum computing kind of can create its own language and everything. And so it's like, I wonder what language AI can speak to. Can it create its own language? I'm assuming that it can. Can it use the languages that we give it? Well, it surely fucking has to for us to like even be able to communicate with it. And so like, yeah, what if you put these two things together? Like imagine it like having a never tireless genius, a genius that doesn't need a sleep and everything. And this genius now has access to a quantum computer. And you feed this genius nothing but textbooks and everything that we possibly could know. And then, well, ask it a very good question. Can you cure cancer? Can you feed the world? Can you solve world hunger? Can you determine life out in the galaxy, not from Earth? This is something that like, yeah, I'm just very kind of curious about everything. And so, yeah, it's just like all of this talk of AI, these are some of the main questions that I usually kind of think and everything. Does it have the ability to do these things? I don't know, because from what we pretty much know is that it is imitation, or at least the majority right now is imitation. But can it go further? It should be able to, because it is artificial in its own right. Like an artist who trains himself to create a specific type of art constantly and everything. And so the style is well known, it's well liked. Another artist can do the same thing. And like, if you put these two artists together and you get a fusion in between them, can AI distinguish both and then continue this journey of endlessly replicating pretty much, yeah. Kind of like what Adobe is trying to do. Piece of shit fucking company, whatever the fuck they are. Maybe it's not Adobe I'm thinking about. Who the fuck is, what is this, a Photoshop? Who the fuck is Photoshop? I'm pretty sure that's Adobe. Adobe Photoshop, scumbag fucks. Anyway, let's get back to it.
How computing will be done and the possibilities beyond. Well, GPUs, GeForce, in a lot of ways, all of this with AI is the house that GeForce built. GeForce enabled AI to reach the masses. And now, AI is coming home to GeForce. There are so many things that you can't do without AI. Let me show you some of it now.
Apologies. Damn. go back to the actual start of this. Hold on. Whenever we talk about, because I want to see water now. Okay. I'm taking it back frame by frame. I need to see if what I thought I saw is what I actually seen. There's such a small difference. It's so weird. It's like side by side, I really can't tell. But when it was put on, like there's more detail there, yeah. But I'm like, I'm really, oh man, it's so hard to tell. Kind of like as if there's this extra layer of just dust that's somewhat on it, which is really strange. It's like, I wouldn't have thought that dust would have like mattered all that much when looking at the first image, but like, yeah, it's like it really did do something. I want to notice the water if I possibly can. There was definitely something there. Man, the detail, it's so small. I really can't tell. DLSS transformer.
That was...
She looked very familiar. Definitely from movies. I'm trying to remember which movie specifically. It's like, it's right on the tip of my brain.
Real-time computer graphics. No computer graphics researcher, no computer scientist would have told you that it is possible for us to ray trace every single pixel at this point. Ray tracing is a simulation of light. The amount of geometry that you saw was absolutely insane.
K.O.
It
Kent.
would have been impossible
Welcome to my
without
channel.
artificial
How's
intelligence.
it?
Hand
There are
pink waving.
two fundamental things that we did.
We're checking out the
We used, of course,
NVIDIA showcase.
programmable shading
What the
and
fuck's
ray
wrong with my
traced
mic?
acceleration
What
to
the
produce
fuck
incredibly
is
beautiful
wrong
pixels.
with my mic?
But then we have artificial intelligence be conditioned, be controlled by that pixel to generate a whole bunch of other pixels. Not only is it able to generate other pixels spatially, because it's aware of what the colors should be, it has been trained on a supercomputer back in NVIDIA, and so the neural network that's running on the GPU can infer and predict the pixels that we did not render. Not only can we do that, it's called DLSS. The latest generation of DLSS also generates beyond frames. It can predict the future, generating 3 additional frames for every frame that we calculate.
Well,
what you saw,
someone
if we
knowing
just said
about this
4
already.
frames of what you saw, because we're going to render 1 frame and generate 3. If I said 4 frames at full HD, 4K, that's 33 million pixels or so. Out of that 33 million pixels, we computed only 2. It is an absolute miracle that we can computationally using programmable shaders and our ray tracing engine, to compute 2 million pixels and have AI predict all of the other.
Wait, I need to see if I heard that right.
We computed only 2. It is an absolute miracle that we can computationally using programmable shaders and our ray traced engine.
Using programmable shaders, whenever you have a game and you are loading it up for the first time and it says that it is loading or processing shaders, typically what's going on in the background is that it is playing a video that is fast forwarded, where someone else's gameplay is just showcasing everything that can be done in the game, pretty much, which is why it takes such a long time. I've just found out about this recently and everything, which is why it takes a long time, because there's a lot compared to what you could do in a game. Now, it's not like, oh, it is everything that you're able to do in the game, that could be done in the game. It's not like it's running that kind of simulation and everything. It's just showing gameplay of just about everything that you could do in the game, because it's then working to know and reference so that when it's finished with its process, when you go to play the game, it already understands quite a lot about the game, to where whatever action you do, it's thought about how that action is supposed to be completed graphically how that specific thing is supposed to be created. And yeah, that is somewhat very dumbed down, but that is typically what shaders are and everything, and what they kind of do, processing shaders. It's why the loading screen is so long. It's because it's a lot of footage recorded of what you could do in the game, and that footage is being fast forwarded while another system is kind of like skim reading it. It's skim reading it so that when you start reading it for yourself, it knows enough to tell you, hey, this is what that actually means. It's like, oh, okay. But like that in turn is what it's doing on graphic scale. On a graphic scale, that is what that is doing. That is processing shaders, and why it takes so long.
We can computationally using programmable shaders and our ray tracing engine, to compute 2 million pixels and have.
Ray tracing is obviously, well, if you haven't heard of it before, It is the weight of light specifically. So different materials have an ability to have light pass through them, and different textures can somewhat imitate a different kind of light when it gets passed through. And yeah, that's pretty much just ray tracing. It is all about an insane kind of technology surrounded around lighting and transferring through different materials, light bouncing off of things. So let's say you have a piece of grass and it is beside a sidewalk. Ray tracing is being able to have light go through that leaf of grass and go into the concrete that's underneath it, which is, it doesn't make it look like a solid black shadow at that point. It just makes it a shade of gray instead. Like it's a shadow. It's not something that's solid black. But it also has the ability to have the surrounding light that hits the concrete bounce up from underneath to reflect the bottom of that leaf. So it is kind of being, it has light passing through it and light bouncing off another object and shining directly back onto the same place from a different angle. Like, there's a lot of tricky things that is going on with ray tracing.
AI predict all of the other 33. And as a result,
My stupid microphone, 1 second.
we're able to render at incredibly high performance because AI does a lot less computation. It takes, of course, an enormous amount of training to produce that, but once you train it, the generation is extremely efficient. So this is one of the incredible capabilities of artificial intelligence. And
I'm wondering if what he's talking about, does this solve the color scheme ability of video games? Because there was something called it was kind of like a tonal balance. No, it's not a tonal balance. Shit. I gotta look it up. Here, give me a sec. Let me find something that it was from that AI Angel video. Realistic colors explained.
Another beautiful day in cutting-edge game.
What's it called? Aces was its tone mapping. That's what it's called. Does AI fix tone mapping? Because tone mapping is your screen can only imitate. This is about every color tone that we can get and everything. And so your screen can't actually imitate what's supposed to be beyond this. Like, there are more colors in the hue that are somewhat missing. And so, yeah. So, like, this is kind of like the best that we kind of have and everything. Which is still, like, obviously it's pretty good, right? Like, there's the light and the dark of just about every color and everything. And it goes all the way down until that color gets very, very bleak to where you're wondering what color is like this, right? It's just like you can hardly notice it and everything. I'm wondering, like, it should be able to fix this. We're just going to run this in
Graphics, look at this. Ultra HD, full ray tracing. a billion polygons per nipple. But something's holding all of this back. That's better. Now the difference here... another beautiful day in cutting-edge game graphics. Look at this. Ultra HD, full ray tracing, a billion polygons per nipple. But something's holding all of this back. That's better. Now the difference here may at first seem like a mere shift in contrast and saturation, but it's not. It has to do with a much more fundamental way of how we handle color in the virtual world. Let's talk about that. Real-time graphics have reached unprecedented levels of model detail and lighting accuracy. Despite these advancements, though, a key factor differentiating realism is color, specifically how it's processed and displayed, but not through simple filters or color grading. People have tried that. What we're talking about today is much deeper. It's called tone mapping. We'll get to exactly how tone mapping works and why it matters so much. For starters, though, the problem is, most methods of tone mapping come from the film industry. And to fix this problem, we have to break away from these standards. They were made for Hollywood, and we've ran with the same standards in the world of virtual production without a second thought, far too easily, resulting in many digital artists nowadays taking for granted or just not even knowing the foundational role it plays in all of the content they're producing. Myself and a handful of other artists have realized this, and the benefits of switching are obvious. For example, tone mapping mods for Cyberpunk 2077 have completely unleashed the game's true graphical potential, and the feedback is fantastic.
No shot. That looks so fucking good, man.
Millions of people see the night and day difference. Also, Unrecord came out with their demo blowing people's minds, even to the point apparently there was a need for the dev to show it running in editor to prove it wasn't real life footage. Alright, like, come on. As for my project though, it doesn't strive for photorealism per se, but I'm now using a revamped tone mapping setup as well, abandoning the one that came built in with Unreal Engine, and I'm all for it. It's a solution to a problem I've wrestled with for ages. There was just something just screwed up with color in my project.
You can see it definitely in the last photo.
Something just screwed
like in
up.
this one as well, but in this one, like, there's something that's like a more yellowish feel. And just like with that all-out kind of gameplay and everything, how there's just this greenish kind of feel and everything. But I think that was actually by designer's taste, because Fallout is based on after the happenstance of a nuclear kind of explosion and everything. So, like, obviously things change. But, like, yeah, I'm curious, like, does it change the color of the whole world after the fact, given the amount of time that you supposedly are? Because, like, if you weren't coming up after a nuclear explosion and everything, like, where the fucking color is, like, green and everything, wouldn't that mean that it's, like, still very radioactive and everything? Which is kind of, that does lean into the game. But, like, if it was to the point where the person themselves seen this constant film of green around them, I mean, that's very fucking concerning. But yeah, they go on to showcase, here we go, that's...
To replace it with a better one. So what is tone mapping? Well, it's a bunch of math that basically shifts a wide range of recorded colors into the limited spectrum viewable on screens. See, this graph shows all of the colors visible to the human eye, and you may be thinking, well, a lot of this stuff out here just looks the same. Well, that's because this triangle here is actually what your screen is able to display. In other words, behind the pixels of this screen, here in the virtual world, this chart actually has really smooth color transitions between tons of different hues that your screen just isn't able to spit out. See, all screens work pretty much the same. Each pixel has a red, green, and blue light, and each of these change brightness. And when the pixels are so tiny those colors just blend together, you're able to create a pretty good range of color, or what's known as color space. But the key to tone mapping realism isn't so much about the range of color. The key here is the method by which we squeeze this range of undisplayable color into this range of displayable color. And that's what tone mapping is all about. It has its limitations though. See, given the nature of how these screens make color by changing the brightness of red, green, and blue, tone mappers are presented with a choice between two different trade-offs. The tone mapper has to lean either towards representing less light with more saturation or more light with less saturation. With that said, meet ACES, or the Academy Color Encoding System. It's a very common tone mapper that was developed for Hollywood and set the precedent for many other tone mappers. It was tailored for the film bros, though, who wanted to keep as much color their super fancy cameras could capture. And because of this, the ACES tone mapper leans heavily on the side of showing less light with more saturation. Now, this higher saturation and decreased brightness in and of itself wouldn't be the problem. We can always correct that with color correction. And this is where we identify the problem tone mappers can cause that can't be addressed with color correction. See, by squeezing in more saturation, it reduces brightness, but it also totally jacks up the way we get between hues of color, as well as towards black or white, given the amount of illumination a surface is under. Here, I'll try and explain this better. What I mean by getting around between different hues. It's about the behavior of the light. Now let's turn ACES back on, okay, and check this out. So this is what's called a Granger rainbow, and it really helps us see how ACES, while displaying more color, has harsh transitions between those colors. They kind of lag and then lunge towards the hue they're trying to display, and shadows or highlights just don't desaturate the colors as realistically. Keep in mind, just like the color space chart, these patterns on this rainbow are being created by your screen. The chart itself, the PNG file, actually has an infinitely smooth transition between the hues. As for the white and black though, that has to represent the saturation response under illumination. So there's actually no black or white at all. It's actually illumination in the engine. Now let's switch to the other method. Here. This is the same rainbow chart, but with what my project will be adopting going forward. A much better tone mapper, utilizing a custom preset and some fine-tuning through post-processing. You can see how the hue transitions and saturation are way smoother. See, it's really hard to put your finger on exactly what's going on if you just look at generic content using one tone mapper or the other, but this chart is really good at accentuating it.
So I wanted to show this and everything. Because now with what he said, and with what I had seen in that demonstration that was shown before, how it was giving it dust and everything, and creating more frames, a tone mapper fixing the problem with why some colors just pop out for no reason, pretty much. We're on the verge of something really fucking spectacular in the world of just graphical design and everything. What can come to games, pretty much, is what I'm saying. It's very interesting for me. It's kind of it's like a real big nerd out. This is kind of happening and everything, just free-flowing ideas into other things. Yeah, very interesting, very interesting.
Efficient. So this is one of the incredible capabilities of artificial intelligence, and that's why there's so many amazing things that are happening. We used GeForce to enable artificial intelligence, and now artificial intelligence is revolutionizing GeForce. Everyone, today we're announcing our next generation, the RTX Blackwell family. Let's take a look.
Hold up. High density PCB, 3D vapor chamber. Wait, what? Double flow through? I think there's a cooling system. Vapor chamber. What the fuck was that? 1.8 terabit memory bandwidth. But speed is that? That's not terabyte, is it? That's the size of my fucking hard drive. You're saying that this graphics card can computate my whole hard drive worth of fucking just shit, pretty much. In like a second. 92 billion transistors, 4,000 AI TOPS. Wait, what? Yeah, I know T-flops. 38 RT T-flops. 125 shaded T-flops. What is AI TOPS? $92 billion transistors. 92 billion?
Here it is. Our brand new GeForce RTX 50 series Blackwell architecture. The GPU is just a beast. 92 billion transistors, 4,000 TOPS, 4 petaflops of AI. 3 times higher than the last generation Ada. And we need all of it to generate those pixels that I showed you. 380 ray tracing teraflops so that we could, for the pixels that we have to compute the most beautiful image you possibly can. And of course, 125 shader teraflops. There's actually a concurrent shader teraflops as well as an integer unit of equal performance. So 2 dual shaders. One is for floating point, one is for integer. G7 memory from Micron, 1.8 terabytes per second, twice the performance of our last generation. And we now have the ability to intermix AI workloads with computer graphics workloads. And one of the amazing things about this generation is the programmable shader is also able to now process neural networks. So the shader is able to carry these neural networks.
I need a
and as a result, we invented neural texture compression and neural material shading. As a result of that, you get these amazingly beautiful images that are only possible because we use AIs to learn the texture, learn the compression algorithm, and as a result, get extraordinary results. Okay, so this is the brand new RTX Blackwell 5090.
5090?
Now, even the mechanical design is a miracle. Look at this, it's got 2 fans. This whole graphics card is just one giant fan. You know, so the question is, where's the graphics card? Is it literally this big?
What the fuck?
Voltage regulated design is state of the art.
How hot
Incredible
does
design.
that thing get?
The engineering team did a great job.
What's its power?
So here it is. Thank you. Okay, so those are the speeds and feeds, so how does it compare? Well, this is RTX 4090. I know many of you have one. I know it. Look, it's $1,599. It is one of the best investments you could possibly make. For $1,599, you bring it home to your $10,000 PC entertainment command center. Isn't that right? Don't tell me that's not true. Don't be ashamed. It's liquid cooled, fancy lights all over it. You lock it when you leave. It's the modern home theater. It makes perfect sense. And now for $1,500 and $1,599, you get to upgrade that and turbocharge the living daylights out of it. Well, now with the Blackwell family, RTX 5070, 4090 performance.
What the fuck?
At $549.
Bro, ain't no fucking way.
Impossible without artificial intelligence. Impossible without the 4 teraops of.
I need to look up, do some calculations real quick. Wait, what was that number? $550. Bro, okay, are you kidding me? Here, just for reference. You just saved me fucking what? Wait, how much was it? It was $1,000 before. You've just saved me $1,700. This is insane. If this is true. If this is true.
AI tensor cores, impossible without the G7 memories. Okay, so 5070, 4090 performance, $549, and here's the whole family. Starting from 5070 all the way up.
Oh, okay. So it's at its highest is 2K. Okay, but damn. That fucking 5070, holy shit. That price is crazy. Wait, I would probably go for that TI version, because we all know TIs usually come with more GRAM on them and everything. Starting January. Wait, we're in January.
The 5090, twice the performance of a 4090. Starting, of course, we're producing.
Oh wait, the 5090 is twice
availability
the
starting January.
4090.
Well, it is incredible, but we managed to put these in gigantic performance GPUs into a laptop. This is a 5070 laptop. For $1,299, this 5070 laptop has a 4090 performance. I think there's one here somewhere. Let me show you this. This is look at this thing. Here. There's only so many pockets. Ladies and gentlemen, Janine Paul. So can you imagine? You got this incredible graphics card here, Blackwell. We're gonna shrink it and put it in there. Does that make any sense? Well, you can't do that without artificial intelligence. And the reason for that is because we're generating most of the pixels using our tensor cores. So we ray trace only the pixels we need, and we generate using artificial intelligence all of the other pixels we have. As a result, the energy efficiency is just off the charts. The future of computer graphics is neural rendering, the fusion of artificial intelligence and computer graphics. And what's really amazing is, oh, here we go. Thank you. This is a surprisingly kinetic keynote. And what's really amazing is the family of GPUs we're going to put in here. And so the 5090 will fit into a laptop, a thin laptop. That last laptop was 14.9 millimeters. You got a 5080, 5070 Ti, and 5070. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, the RTX Blackwell family. Well, GeForce brought AI to the world, democratized AI. Now AI has come back and revolutionized GeForce. Let's talk about artificial intelligence. Let's go to somewhere else at NVIDIA. This is literally our office. This is literally NVIDIA's headquarters. Okay, so let's talk about AI. The industry is chasing and racing to scale artificial intelligence. And the scaling law is a powerful model. It's an empirical law that has been observed and demonstrated by researchers and industry over several generations. And the scaling law says that the more data you have, the training data that you have, the larger model that you have, and the more compute that you apply to it, therefore, the more effective or the more capable your model will become. And so the scaling law continues. What's really amazing is that now we're moving towards, of course, and the internet is producing about twice the amount of data every single year as it did last year. I think in the next couple of years humanity will produce more data than all of humanity has ever produced since the beginning. And so we're still producing a gigantic amount of data, and it's becoming multimodal. Video and images and sound, all of that data could be used to train the fundamental knowledge, the foundational knowledge of an AI. But there are, in fact, two other scaling laws that has now emerged. And it's somewhat intuitive. The second scaling law is post-training scaling law. Post-training scaling law uses techniques like reinforcement learning, human feedback. Basically, the AI produces and generates answers based on a human query. The human then, of course, gives a feedback. It's much more complicated than that, but that reinforcement learning system with a fair number of very high-quality prompts causes the AI to refine its skills. It could fine-tune its skills for particular domains. It could be better at solving math problems, better at reasoning, so on and so forth. And so it's essentially like having a mentor or having a coach give you feedback after you're done going to school. And so you get tests, you get feedback, you improve yourself. We also have reinforcement learning AI feedback, and we have synthetic data generation. These techniques are rather...
synthetic data...
You're done going to school. And so you get tests, you get feedback, you improve yourself. We also have reinforcement learning AI feedback, and we have synthetic data generation.
Synthetic data generation. Synthetic data generation. It's not like I haven't heard of this before and everything. It's pretty interesting hearing it from up here. But then again, we are in the realm of AI.
And we have synthetic data generation. These techniques are rather akin to, if you will, self-practice. You know the answer to a particular problem, and you continue to try it until you get it right. And so an AI could be presented with a very complicated and a difficult problem that is verifiable functionally, and it has an answer that we understand, maybe proving a theorem, maybe solving solving a geometry problem. And so these problems would cause the AI to produce answers, and using reinforcement learning, you would learn how to improve itself. That's called post-training. Post-training requires an enormous amount of computation, but the end result produces incredible models. We now have a third scaling law, and this third scaling law has to do with what's called test time scaling. Test time scaling is basically when you're being used. When you're using the AI has the ability to now apply a different resource allocation. Instead of improving its parameters, now it's focused on deciding how much computation to use to produce the answers it wants to produce. Reasoning is a way of thinking about this. Long thinking is a way to think about this. Instead of a direct inference or one-shot answer, you might reason about it. You might break down the problem into multiple steps. You might generate multiple ideas and evaluate, your AI system would evaluate which one of the ideas that you generated was the best one. Maybe it solves the problem step by step, so on and so forth. And so now test time scaling has proven to be incredibly effective. You're watching this sequence of technology and all of these scaling laws emerge as we see incredible achievements from ChatGPT to O1 to O3, and now Gemini Pro. All of these systems are going through this journey step by step of pre-training to post-training to test time scaling. Well, the amount of computation that we need, of course, is incredible. And we would like, in fact, that society has the ability to scale the amount of computation to produce more and more novel and better intelligence. Intelligence, of course, is the most valuable asset that we have, and it can be applied to solve a lot of very challenging problems. And so, scaling law. It's driving enormous demand for NVIDIA computing. It's driving an enormous demand for this incredible chip we call Blackwell. Let's take a look at Blackwell. Well, Blackwell is in full production. It is incredible what it looks like. So first of all, there's some, every single cloud service provider now have systems up and running. We have systems here from about 15 computer makers. It's being made about 200 different SKUs, 200 different configurations. They're liquid-cooled, air-cooled, x86, NVIDIA Grace CPU versions, NVLink 36 by 2, NVLink 72 by 1, whole bunch of different types of systems so that we can accommodate just about every single data center in the world. Well, these systems are being currently manufactured in some 45 factories. It tells you how pervasive artificial intelligence is and how much the industry is jumping onto artificial intelligence in this new computing model. Well, the reason why we're driving it so hard is because we need a lot more computation. And it's very clear that Janine? It's hard to tell. You don't ever want to reach your hands into a dark place. Hang on a second, is this a good idea? All right.
What the fuck is going on here?
Wait for it. Wait for it. I thought I was worthy. Apparently, Yonir didn't think I was worthy. All right. This is my show and tell. This is a show and tell. So, this NVLink system, this right here, this NVLink system, this is GB200 NVLink 72. It is 1.5 tons, 600,000 parts, approximately equal to 20.
Say that again.
GB200 NVLink 72. It is 1.5 tons, 600,000 parts,
600,000.
approximately equal to 20 cars, 120 kilowatts. It has a spine behind it that connects all of these GPU together, 2 miles of copper cable, 5,000 cables. This is being manufactured in 45 factories around the world. We build them, we liquid cool them, we test them, we disassemble them, ship them in parts to the data centers because it's 1.5 tons. We reassemble it outside the data centers and install them. The manufacturing is insane. But the goal of all of this is because the scaling laws are driving computing so hard that this level of computation, Blackwell over our last generation, improves the performance per watt by a factor of 4. Performance per watt by a factor of 4, performance per dollar by a factor of 3. That basically says that in one generation, we reduce the cost of training these models by a factor of 3. Or if you want to increase the size of your model by a factor of 3, it's about the same cost. But the important thing is this. These are generating tokens that are being used by all of us when we use ChatGPT or when we use Gemini, use our phones in the future. Just about all of these applications are going to be consuming these AI tokens. And these AI tokens are being generated by these systems. And every single data center is limited by power. And so if the perf per watt of Blackwell is 4 times our last generation, then the revenue that could be generated, the amount of business that can be generated in the data center is increased by a factor of 4. And so these AI factory systems really are factories today. Now the goal of all of this is so that we can create one giant chip. The amount of computation we need is really quite incredible. And this is basically one giant chip. If we would have had to build a chip, here we go. Sorry, guys. You see that? That's cool. Look at that, disco lights in here. All right. If we had to build this as one chip, obviously this would be the size of the wafer, but this doesn't include the impact of yield. It would have to be probably 3 or 4 times this size. But what we basically have here is 72 Blackwell GPUs or 144 dies. This one chip here is 1.4 exaflops. The world's largest supercomputer, fastest supercomputer, only recently, this entire room supercomputer only recently achieved an exaflop plus. This is 1.4 exaflops of AI floating point performance. It has 14 terabytes of memory, but here's the amazing thing. The memory bandwidth is 1.2 petabytes per second. That's basically the entire internet traffic that's happening right now. The entire world's internet traffic is being processed across these chips, okay? And we have 130 trillion transistors in total, 2,592 CPU cores, whole bunch of networking. And so these, I wish I could do this. I don't think I will. So these are the Blackwells. These are our ConnectX networking chips. These are the NVLink. And we're trying to pretend about the NVLink spine.
The spine?
That's not possible, okay? And these are all of the HBM memories, 14 terabytes of HBM memory. This is what we're trying to do, and this is the miracle. This is the miracle of the Blackwell system. The Blackwell dies right here. It is the largest single chip the world's ever made. But yet, the miracle is really, in addition to that, this is the Grace Blackwell system. Well, the goal of all of this, of course, is so that we can, thank you, thanks.
How the hell did they get here?
Sit down for a second. Can I have a Michelob Ultra?
It's fine, that's fine.
How is it possible that were in the Michelob Ultra Stadium. It's like coming to NVIDIA and we don't have a GPU for you. So we need an enormous amount of computation because we want to train larger and larger models. And these inferences
How did they make it smaller?
One inference, but in the future, the AI is going to be talking to itself. It's going to be thinking. It's going to be internally reflecting, processing. So today, when the tokens are being generated at you, so long as it's coming out at 20 or 30 tokens per second, it's basically as fast as anybody can read. However, in the future, and right now with GPT-01, you know, with the new Gemini Pro and the new the 01, 03 models, they're talking to themselves, reflecting, they're thinking. And so, as you can imagine, the rate at which the tokens could be ingested is incredibly high. And so we need the token rates, the token generation rates, to go way up. And we also have to drive the cost way down simultaneously so that the quality of service can be extraordinary, the cost to customers can continue to be low, and AI will continue to scale. And so that's the fundamental purpose, the reason why we created NVLink. Well, one of the most important things that's happening in the world of enterprise is agentic AI. Agentic AI basically is a perfect example of test time scaling. It's a AI...
User or machine prompt response, prompts going in, getting the response back. Prompts going in, goes through a planning process, it revives through its own planning process, then it goes to its tool use. And its tool use is then being used by calculator, web research, web searching, semantic search, semantic meaning, I don't know, SQL, shit, that's another thing that I'm supposed to know the name of. That is very familiar to me, SQL. Is that like, isn't that like a form of problem solving or something like that? It's kind of like the searching through as well. So, wait, so it's going through like three different kinds of like revisions, like 4, because there's also the web searching as well. So it's web searching to find the answer, and then it's objectively checking again its own answer that it's getting, and then it's going through its own problem-solving process to that answer, and then generate podcasts. What is that? Is that a part of the like neural system that they're somewhat talking about and everything, where it's like it's more of an organic way of what's it called? Coming across an answer, but how? And then it gets critiqued, and then it will give its response. How is it doing like? This is mad. How the fuck did they get here?
The most important things that's happening in the world of enterprise is agentic AI. Agentic AI basically is a perfect example of test time scaling. AI is a system of models. Some of it is understanding, interacting with the customer, interacting with the user. Some of it's maybe retrieving information from storage, a semantic AI system like a RAG. Maybe it's going on to the internet. Maybe it's studying a PDF file. And so it might be using tools. It might be using a calculator. And it might be using a generative AI to generate charts and such. And it's taking the problem you gave it, breaking it down step by step, and it's iterating through all these different models. Well, in order to respond to a customer in the future, in order for AI to respond, it used to be ask a question, answer starts spewing out. In the future, you ask a question, a whole bunch of models are going to be working in the background. And so test time scaling, the amount of computation used for inferencing, is going to go through the roof. It's going to go through the roof because we want better and better answers. Well, to help the industry build agentic AI, our go-to-market is not direct to enterprise customers. Our go-to-market is we work with software developers in the IT ecosystem to integrate our technology to make possible new capabilities, just like we did with CUDA libraries. We now want to do that with AI libraries. And just as the computing model of the...
Hold up. Understanding and reasoning, information retrieval, AI safety. I want to look into that AI safety because I've broken AI safety before in various other kind of things and everything. I've been banned for it. So I'm curious. And then digital human, yeah, pretty much kind of like Unreal Engine is like the metahuman thing. It's somewhat all the rage and everything, but yeah, you have to give it something of like a physical face and everything that makes sense. Visual content generation. Okay, so it has the ability to also show in, I'm guessing, a variety of different means to help the user understand the answer that they give it. How do I cook risotto? Well, looking up online, you will find someone else who has made risotto, and so you can follow that step by step. Visual content generation. How do I make risotto? It will go online, perhaps, find that information, and instead of using the kind of like the original owner's property and everything, it will create its own kind of way of explaining that process to you. But I'm guessing it can do it in a factor of an understanding in which you could make sense of it. I don't know anything about cooking. How do I cook risotto? Well, you do 2 cups of this, 2 cups of this, and everything. It's like, oh, it's math. Math is hard. I don't understand maths. How do I cook risotto? Well, it's 2 cups of this, 2 cups of that. Math is hard. How do I cook risotto? You know, and it's kind of like, okay. Problem now is that maths is hard for you. Visual content generation. What do you like? Oh, I like skateboarding. Okay, I want you to imagine the ingredients of rice as the wheels of the skateboard. You are trying to make a skateboard now. You need rice. Okay, I need rice. I go get rice. Okay, now you need bearings, which is obviously like what makes the wheels spin on a skateboard. The bearings that you need is 2 cups of rice. 2 cups of rice. Okay, got it. It is breaking down the ability to teach you from an angle in which you are not able to first apparently understand. I believe that is something of the goal for that visual content generation in helping you understand the answer that you asked it. I believe digital biology. That's interesting because digital biology meaning the makeup of kind of things, materials and everything. So digital makeup, I'm guessing. Interesting. I can't quite say as to, how that is like pertinent. Physical AI, okay? So you're telling me, wait, I don't know if these are in that piece of technology that they're selling to us, or if they are describing that kind of tower that they are creating and everything for their 42 places around the world that they said before. I don't know if that's what they are talking about or if that is actually what's in the GPU. I'm going to assume that it is in the GPU specifically. Actually, I can't assume that. I need to know that. I have to. I think it is because of it has AI tops. Tops, I don't know what that is. I need to learn what that is. NVIDIA NeMo, curator, customizer, evaluator, guardrails, RAG retriever, random active generated retriever is what I'm thinking it stands for. I don't know. NVIDIA blueprints, though, that is like really interesting as well. It was spewing a bunch of different jobs and everything. So it's kind of like, I'm going to go back some.
In the future, you ask a question,
so
a
the
whole
jobs
bunch
that
of models are going to be working in the background. And so
like
test
spitting out.
time scaling, the amount of computation used for inferencing is going to go through the roof. It's going to go through the roof because we want better and better answers. Well, to help the industry build agentic AI, our go-to-market is not direct to enterprise customers. Our go-to-market is we work with software developers in the IT ecosystem to integrate our technology to make possible new capabilities, just like we did with CUDA libraries. We now want to do that with AI libraries. And just as the computing model of the past has APIs that are doing computer graphics or doing linear algebra or doing fluid dynamics, in the future, on top of those acceleration libraries, CUDA acceleration libraries, we'll have AI libraries. We've created 3 things for helping the ecosystem build agentic AI. NVIDIA NIMs, which are essentially AI microservices all packaged up. It takes all of this really complicated CUDA software, CUDA DNN, Cutlass, or TensorRT-LM, or Triton, or all of these different really complicated software, and the model itself, we package it up, we optimize it, we put it into a container, and you could take it wherever you like. And so we have models for vision, for understanding languages, for speech, for animation, for digital biology, and we have some new exciting models coming for physical AI. And these AI models run in every single cloud because NVIDIA's GPUs are now available in every single cloud. It's available in every single OEM. So you could literally take these models, integrate it into your software packages, create AI agents that run on Cadence, or there might be ServiceNow agents, or they might be SAP agents, and they could deploy it to their customers and run it wherever the customers want to run the software. The next layer is what we call NVIDIA NeMo. NeMo is essentially a digital employee onboarding and training evaluation system. In the future, these AI agents are essentially digital workforce that are working alongside your employees, doing things for you on your behalf. And so the way that you would bring these specialized agents these special agents into your company is to onboard them, just like you onboard an employee. And so we have different libraries that helps these AI agents be trained for the type of language in your company. Maybe the vocabulary is unique to your company, the business process is different, the way you work is different. So you would give them examples of what the work product should look like, and they would try to generate it, and you would give it feedback, and then you would evaluate them, so on and so forth. And so that, and you would guardrail them. You say, these are the things that you're not allowed to do. These are the things you're not allowed to say. And we even give them access to certain information. Okay, so that entire pipeline, digital employee pipeline, is called NeMo. In a lot of ways, the IT department of every company is going to be the HR department of AI agents in the future. Today, they manage and maintain a bunch of software from the IT industry. In the future, they'll maintain, nurture, onboard, and improve a whole bunch of digital agents and provision them to the companies to use. Okay, and so your IT department is going to become kind of like AI agent HR. And on top of that, we provide a whole bunch of blueprints that our ecosystem could take advantage of. All of this is completely open source, and so you could take it and modify the blueprints. We have blueprints for all kinds of different types of agents. Well, today we're also announcing that we're doing something that's really cool and I think really clever. We're announcing a whole family of models that are based off of Llama, the NVIDIA Llama Nemotron language foundation models. Llama 3.1 is a complete phenomenon. The download of Llama 3.1 from Meta, 650,000 times, something like that. It has been derived and turned into other models, about 60,000 other different models. It is singularly the reason why just about every single enterprise and every single industry has been activated to start working on AI. Well, the thing that we did was we realized that the Llama models really could be better fine-tuned for enterprise use.
God damn. I love it how they're just like, it's not even ego. It's super nonchalant fucking acknowledgement. Number one for like all of these things. I mean, like, that's yeah, damn, man. When you are like something of like the leading example in like graphical technology and everything, I suppose, yeah, you do have to consider yourself the fucking number one in a lot of like varieties of things that just other companies are not doing.
That the Llama models really could be better fine-tuned for enterprise use. And so we fine-tune them using our expertise and our capabilities, and we turn them into the Llama Nemotron suite of open models. There are small ones that interact in very, very fast response time, extremely small. They're what we call super Llama Nemotron supers. They're basically your mainstream versions of your models. Or your ultra model. The ultra model could be used to be a teacher model for a whole bunch of other models. It could be a reward model, evaluator, a judge for other models to create answers and decide whether it's a good answer or not, basically give feedback to other models. It could be distilled in a lot of different ways. Basically, a teacher model, a knowledge distillation model. Very large, very capable. And so all of this is now available online. Well, these models are incredible. It's number one in leaderboards for chat, leaderboard for instruction, leaderboard for retrieval. So the different types of functionalities necessary that are used in AI agents around the world, these are going to be incredible models for you. We're also working with the ecosystem. All of our NVIDIA AI technologies are integrated into.
I need to have a look at this. See if I understand any shit. I see Adobe right off the bat. Orchestration and management. Weights and biases. Systems integrators. Quantify. Why does that sound familiar? Why does Wipro sound familiar as well? And Tech Mahindra, like those three sound very much same as that cognizant. Why are those familiar? Shit. I'm gonna probably be like looking into a lot of stuff probably tomorrow. You could probably say that like it's a good chance that I might not be streaming tomorrow because I wanna I need to do another rabbit hole, pretty much. Podium. I don't know. Wait, Perplexity. That sounds familiar as well, but the logo isn't what looks familiar, so I don't know. Cloud Era, yeah, somewhat familiar with it. Oracle, there's a little bit too many businesses that use Oracle as a thing, but like one that's just using specifically Oracle as its name. Data platforms. NetApp. I need to see a lot of this.
The IT industry. We have great partners and really great work being done at ServiceNow, at SAP, at Siemens for industrial AI. Cadence is doing great work. Synopsys is doing great work. I'm really proud of the work that we do with Perplexity. As you know, they revolutionized search. Yeah, really fantastic stuff. Codium, every software engineer in the world. This is going to be the next giant AI application, next giant AI service, period, is software coding. 30 million software engineers around the world. Everybody is going to have a software assistant helping them code.
Yes, please. Yes, please, because I need that. That's a lot of time, and I do not want to go and get a degree in learning how to create a game. Yes, please, give me that.
Everybody is going to have a software assistant helping them code. If not, obviously you're going to be way less productive and create less or good code. And so this is 30 million. There's 1 billion knowledge workers in the world. It is very, very clear AI agents is probably the next robotics industry and likely to be a multi-trillion-dollar opportunity. Well, let me show you some of the blueprints that we've created and some of the work that we've done with our partners with these AI agents.
AI agents are the new digital workforce, working for and with us. AI agents are a system of models that reason about a mission, break it down into tasks, and retrieve data or use tools to generate a quality response. NVIDIA's agentic AI building blocks, NIM pre-trained models, and NeMo framework let organizations easily develop AI agents and deploy them anywhere. We will onboard and train our agentic workforces on our company's methods, like we do for employees. AI agents are domain-specific task experts. We will onboard and train our agentic workforces on our company's methods, like we do for employees. AI agents are domain-specific task experts. Let me show you 4 examples. For the billions of knowledge workers and students, AI research assistant agents ingest complex documents like lectures, journals, financial results, and generate interactive podcasts for easy learning.
By combining a UNet regression model with a diffusion model, CoreDiff can downscale global weather forecasts down from 25 kilometers to 2 kilometers.
Developers, like at NVIDIA, manage software security AI agents that continuously scan software for vulnerabilities, alerting developers to what action is needed. Virtual Lab AI agents help researchers design and screen billions of compounds to find promising drug candidates faster than ever. And video analytics AI agents built on an NVIDIA Metropolis blueprint, including NVIDIA Cosmos Nematron vision language models, Llama Nematron LLMs, and NeMo Retriever. Metropolis agents analyze content from the billions of cameras generating 100,000 petabytes of video per day. They enable interactive search, summarization, and automated reporting, and help monitor traffic flows, flagging congestion or danger. In industrial facilities, they monitor processes and generate recommendations or improvement. Metropolis agents centralize data from hundreds of cameras and can reroute workers or robots when incidents occur. The age of agentic AI is here, for every organization.
Okay. That was the first pitch at a baseball game. That was not generated. I just felt that none of you were impressed. Okay, so AI was created in the cloud and for the cloud. AI was created in the cloud and for the cloud. And for enjoying AI on phones, of course, it's perfect. Very, very soon, we're going to have a continuous AI that's going to be with you. And when you use those Meta glasses, you could, of course, point at something, look at.
Them saying this sounds crazy until you realize back in the 1900s, I don't think people could figure out that people would just carry a device around them 24/7 where they can have access to a world of knowledge that they just could not believe. Pretty much your phone has access to the internet, communication with friends, family. It's like, yeah. So like, god damn, this is just insane.
Very, very soon, we're going to have a continuous AI that's going to be with you. And when you use those Meta glasses, you could, of course, point at something, look at something, and ask it, whatever information you want. And so AI is perfect in the cloud. It was created in the cloud, is perfect in the cloud. However, we would love to be able to take that AI everywhere. I've mentioned already that you could take NVIDIA AI to any cloud, but you could also put it inside your company. But the thing that we want to do more than anything is put it on our PC as well. And so, as you know, Windows 95 revolutionized the computer industry. It made possible this new suite of multimedia services, and it changed the way that applications was created forever. Windows 95, this model of computing, of course, is not perfect for AI. And so the thing that we would like to do is we would like to have, in the future, your AI basically become your AI assistant. And instead of just the 3D APIs and the sound APIs and the video APIs, you would have generative APIs for 3D and generative APIs for language and generative AI for sound and so on and so forth. And we need a system that makes that possible while leveraging the massive investment that's in the cloud. There's no way that the world can create yet another way of programming AI models. It's just not going to happen. And so if we could figure out a way to make Windows PC a world-class AI PC, it would be completely awesome. And it turns out the answer is Windows. It's Windows WSL2. Windows WSL2. Windows WSL2 basically is two operating systems within one. It works perfectly. It's developed for developers, and it's developed so that you can have access to bare metal. WSL2 has been optimized for cloud-native applications. It is optimized for, and very importantly, it's been optimized for CUDA. And so WSL2 supports CUDA perfectly out of the box. As a result, everything that I showed you with NVIDIA NIMS, NVIDIA NeMo, the blueprints that we develop that are going to be up in ai.nvidia.com, so long as the computer fits it, so long as you can fit that model, and we're going to have many models that fit, whether it's vision models or language models or speech models or these animation digital human models, all kinds of different types of models are going to be perfect for your PC, and you download it and it should just run. And so our focus is to turn Windows WSL2, Windows PC, into a target first-class platform that we will support and maintain for as long as we shall live. And so this is an incredible thing for engineers and developers everywhere. Let me show you something that we can do with that. This is one of the examples of a blueprint we just made for you.
Generative AI synthesizes amazing images from simple text prompts. Yet image composition can be challenging to control using only words. With NVIDIA NIM microservices, creators can use simple 3D objects to guide AI image generation. Let's see how a concept artist can use this technology to develop the look of a scene. They start by laying out 3D assets, created by hand or generated with AI. Then use an image generation NIM, such as Flux, to create a visual that adheres to the 3D scene. Add or move objects to refine the composition. Change camera angles to frame the perfect shot. Or reimagine the whole scene with a new prompt. Assisted by generative AI and NVIDIA NIM, an artist can quickly realize their vision.
NVIDIA AI for your PCs.
I need to know the speed of this, because like with the saying and everything, and like with that and all that, like with the and then how? Fuck, man. There's so much I just do not understand. I'm a fish out of water, right? fucking said it at the start of the fucking stream.
NVIDIA AI for your PCs. Hundreds of millions of PCs in the world with Windows, and so we could get them ready for AI. OEMs, all the PC OEMs we work with, just basically all of the world's leading PC OEMs, are going to get their PCs ready for this stack. And so AI PCs are coming to a home near you. Linux is good. Okay, let's talk about physical AI.
Linux is good because unlike Windows, how this is gonna just be really funny in today's day and age, my Windows PC is utilizing a bunch of programs that, well, to be honest, the majority of these are kind of necessary and everything. But then they showcase a few that just really don't need to be here. And because my PC is hooked up to the internet, it's kind of always running itself in the background and everything. I'm trying to find it. I can't find it, so I'm just going to use the easy method in finding it and just make it show itself. Which is basically when I look at this, I go back and then I look at it and there it is, news and interest and everything. This is always on. And yeah, it's just, now it's gone. Finally. Usually it doesn't really work like that. Whenever I turn it on, it's just like it has to stay there. Like it has to be right in front. It's so annoying. But yeah. Why is Firefox open 18 times? I have no idea.
Speaking of Linux, let's talk about physical AI.
Linux doesn't have access to systems that are constantly updating while you are kind of like navigating its own operation system. It's a very stripped down version of an operating system for PCs, which is why a lot of people really like Linux, but it doesn't really seem to like gaming all that much. There are games that do use Linux, where you can have Linux and everything. Rockstar have recently taken away the fact that they are supporting specific things that some Linux users would need to be able to like play that game and everything. And for some people, that is a security concern. Yeah, it makes perfect sense. I'm really shit at trying to explain that simple kind of like piece of information and everything.
Okay, let's talk about physical AI. Speaking of Linux, let's talk about physical AI. So, physical AI. Imagine, whereas your large language model, you give it your context, your prompt on the left, and it generates tokens one at a time to produce the output. That's basically how it works. The amazing thing is this model in the middle is quite large, has billions of parameters. The context length is incredibly large because you might decide to load in a PDF. In my case, I might load in several PDFs before I ask it a question. Those PDFs are turned into tokens. The basic attention characteristic of a transformer has every single token find its relationship and relevance against every other token. So you could have hundreds of thousands of tokens, and the computational load increases quadratically. And it does this, all of the parameters, all of the input sequence, process it through every single layer of the transformer, and it produces one token. That's the reason why we needed Blackwell. And then the next token is produced when the current token is done. It puts the current token into the input sequence and takes that whole thing and generates the next token. It does it one at a time. This is the transformer model. It's the reason why it is so incredibly effective, computationally demanding. What if instead of PDFs, it's your surrounding? And what if instead of the prompt, a question, it's a request? Go over there and pick up that, that box and bring it back. And instead of what is produced in tokens as text, it produces action tokens. Well, that I just described is a very sensible thing for the future of robotics. And the technology is right around the corner. But what we need to do is we need to create the effectively the world model of, as opposed to GPT, which is a language model. And this world model has to understand the language of the world. It has to understand physical dynamics, things like gravity and friction and inertia. It has to understand geometric and spatial relations.
Conversations like with what he's talking about and everything is such a massive leap forward. To say it's a slingshot, like a slingshot is a simple idea and everything, but Simpson uses the slingshot. But like these topics are not as easy to explain to someone. So, and yeah, it's like computers at the end of the day, they know all, but them having the ability to retrieve it at will, which is now basically AI, artificial intelligence, being able to fulfill that. And then, so the slingshot isn't a reference to like Bart Simpson using a slingshot. It's more or less using a gravitational wave around a planet to like navigate your own kind of like rocket in space so that you don't have to use as much fuel. Like that's the weird kind of like something, kind of like an analogy that I have to give this thing because it doesn't make sense any other way.
Of the world. It has to understand physical dynamics, things like gravity and friction and inertia. It has to understand geometric and spatial relationships. It has to understand cause and effect. If you drop something that falls to the ground, if you poke at it, it tips over. It has to understand object permanence. If you roll a ball over the kitchen counter, when it goes off the other side, the ball didn't leave into another quantum universe. That's still there. And so all of these types of understanding, is intuitive understanding that we know that most models today have a very hard time with. And so we would like to create a world, we need a world foundation model. Today we're announcing a very big thing. We're announcing NVIDIA Cosmos, a world foundation model that is designed, that was created to understand the physical world. And the only way for you to really understand this is to see it. Let's play it.
The next frontier of AI is physical AI. Model performance is directly related to data availability, but physical world data is costly to capture, curate, and label.
Wait, hang on.
Physical world data is
So this is your own car. This is the perceived car that is right in front of you. The three cars that are to your left side 90, the three cars, three sets of headlights. So this is kind of like the dumbed down version, and it's around you. Like it's sensing field of its situation awareness is around you. This is territory that I would like to, shit, I just noticed that as well. This car is this one that it is perceiving right here. So it knows that there's cars behind you and everything. Wait. I think I get it. It's like the panoramic kind of like vision and everything. Over on this side, it's like it's very weak. And so I'm wondering if that's because of maybe like the tree foliage and everything. It's blocking light that is tracking objects out this way or something like that. And then it's also focusing on everything that it's like showing in this green line mainly because these are kind of like everything that will affect this car at the speed that it is currently going. I'm assuming, within its kind of like time frame of error, move out of the way in case of safety. Like that's what I'm thinking that it's doing and everything.
Is directly related to data availability, but physical world data is costly to capture, curate, and label. NVIDIA Cosmos is a world foundation model development platform to advance physical AI. It includes auto-regressive world foundation models, diffusion-based world foundation models, advanced tokenizers, and an NVIDIA CUDA, an AI-accelerated data pipeline.
Wait, so it's double that kind of like auto-regressive model and the diffusion model. Are they not practically the same thing? But the diffusion is kind of the opposing look at the kind of like query that either got. And then the video tokenizer and the video processing and curation pipeline, are these kind of like both the libraries and everything? So you're telling me that like it's doing all of this work as well? Well, this is in regards to AI, so yeah, this might be not what's in their chips.
Cosmos models ingest text, image, or video prompts and generate virtual world states as videos. Cosmos generations prioritize the unique requirements of AV and robotics use cases, like real-world environments, lighting, and object permanence. Developers use NVIDIA Omniverse to build physics-based, geospatially accurate scenarios, then output Omniverse renders into Cosmos, which generates photoreal, physically based synthetic data. Whether diverse objects or environments, conditions like weather or time of day, or edge case scenarios. Developers use Cosmos to generate worlds for reinforcement learning AI feedback to improve policy models, or to test and validate model performance, even across multi-sensor views. Cosmos can generate tokens in real time, bringing the power of foresight and multiverse simulation to AI models, generating every possible future to help the model select the right path. Working with the world's developer ecosystem, NVIDIA is helping advance the next wave of physical AI.
NVIDIA Cosmos. NVIDIA Cosmos. NVIDIA Cosmos, the world's first world foundation model. It is trained on 20 million hours of video. The 20 million hours of video focuses on physical dynamic things. So dynamic nature themes, humans walking, hands moving, manipulating things, things that are fast camera movements. It's really about teaching the AI, not about generating creative content, but teaching the AI to understand the physical world. And with this physical AI, there are many downstream things that we could do as a result. We could do synthetic data generation to train models. We could distill it and turn it into effectively the beginnings of a robotics model. You could have it generate multiple physically based, physically plausible scenarios of the future, basically do a Doctor Strange. You could, because this model understands the physical world, of course, you saw a whole bunch of images generated. This model understanding the physical world, it also could do, of course, captioning. And so it could take videos, caption it incredibly well, and that captioning and the video could be used to train large language models, multimodality large language models. And so you could use this technology to use this foundation model to train robots, as well as large language models. And so this is the NVIDIA Cosmos. The platform has an autoregressive model for real-time applications, has diffusion model for very high-quality image generation. It's incredible tokenizer, basically learning the vocabulary of real world, and a data pipeline so that if you would like to take all of this and then train it on your own data, this data pipeline, because there's so much data involved, we've accelerated everything end-to-end for you. And so this is the world's first data processing pipeline that's CUDA accelerated as well as AI accelerated. All of this is part of the Cosmos platform. And today we're announcing that Cosmos is open licensed. It's open available on GitHub.
We've known this. I've known this.
We hope that this moment, and there's a small, medium, large for very fast models, mainstream models, and also teacher models. Basically, not.
There are modules on GitHub for Stable Diffusion, artificial intelligence, and there have been showcases which have used those modules, such as projects from the likes of Digital Corridor or Corridor Digital. I forget the name of them from YouTube. They have used some of that technology as well in regards to help create their AI-generated anime, which was very good and everything. This stuff has been out for a while, and it's improved as of late now. Yeah, so I'm guessing it's probably going to get an even bigger spike and improve coming soon, I'm guessing.
Very fast models, mainstream models, and also teacher models, basically not knowledge transfer models. Cosmos World Foundation model being open, we really hope will do for the world of robotics and industrial AI what Llama 3 has done for enterprise AI. The magic happens when you connect Cosmos to Omniverse, and the reason fundamentally is this. Omniverse is a physics grounded, not physically grounded, but physics grounded. It's algorithmic physics, principled physics simulation grounded system. It's a simulator. When you connect that to Cosmos, it provides the grounding, the ground truth that can control and to condition the Osmos generation. As a result, what comes out of Osmos is grounded on truth. This is exactly the same idea as connecting a large language model to a RAG, to a retrieval augmented generation system. You want to ground the AI generation on ground truth. And so the combination of the two gives you a physically simulated, a physically grounded multiverse generator. And the application, the use cases are really quite exciting. And of course, for robotics, for industrial applications, it is very, very clear. This Cosmos plus Omniverse plus Cosmos represents the third computer that's necessary for building robotic systems. Every robotics company will ultimately have to build 3 computers. The robotic system could be a factory, the robotic system could be a car, it could be a robot. You need 3 fundamental computers. One computer, of course, to train the AI. We call it the DGX computer to train the AI. Another, of course, when you're done, to deploy the AI. We call that AGX. That's inside the car, in the robot, or in an AMR, or in a stadium, or whatever it is. These computers are at the edge and they're autonomous. But to connect the two, you need a digital twin. And this is all the simulations that you were seeing The digital twin is where the AI that has been trained goes to practice, to be refined, to do its synthetic data generation, reinforcement learning, AI feedback, such and such. And so it's the digital twin of the AI. These three computers are going to be working interactively. NVIDIA's strategy for the industrial world, and we've been talking about this for some time, is this three-computer system. You know, instead of a three-body problem, we have a three-computer solution. And so it's the NVIDIA robotics. So let me give you three examples. All right, so the first example is how we apply all of this to industrial digitalization. There are millions of factories, hundreds of thousands of warehouses. That's basically it's the backbone of a $50 trillion manufacturing industry. All of that has to become software defined. All of it has to have automation in the future. And all of it will be infused with robotics. Well, we're partnering with Keon, the world's leading warehouse automation solutions provider, and Accenture, the world's largest professional services provider, and they have a big focus in digital manufacturing. And we're working together to create something that's really special. And I'll show you that in a second. But our go-to-market is essentially the same as all of the other software platforms and all the technology platforms that we have through the developers and ecosystem partners. And we have just a growing number of ecosystem partners connecting.
That soft serve one has been showing up. There's that Tech Mahindra again. Microsoft. Billboard Field AI. I don't know anyone in the Vision AI, or like I don't recognize them at all. It's not like any of these names that I like am calling out companies that I know of. They're just some companies that I am familiar with that specific name. So like, yeah, I've read something about them somewhere. I'm bad with memory and everything. So yeah, like Luma AI. That was, I remember a story about that happened somewhat recently. Hexagon. Wait, I don't know if that's the same. Yeah, I don't know if that's the same. Because that logo doesn't look familiar.
Through.
Whoa, I saw that. Boston Dynamics. Boston Dynamics. Son of a bitch, why is that name so familiar? Boston Dynamics. Boston Dynamics. I think I've seen some of their, they are, yeah, humanoid makers. Okay, no, yeah, I think I've seen some of their work before.
The developers and ecosystem partners, and we have just a growing number of ecosystem partners connecting to Omniverse. And the reason for that is very clear. Everybody wants to digitalize the future of industries. There's so much waste, so much opportunity for automation in that $50 trillion of the world's GDP. So let's take a look at that. This one example that we're doing with Keon and Accenture.
Keon, the supply chain solution company, Accenture, a global leader in professional services, and NVIDIA are bringing physical AI to the $1 trillion warehouse and distribution center market. Managing high-performance warehouse logistics involves navigating a complex web of decisions influenced by constantly shifting variables. These include daily and seasonal demand changes, space constraints, workforce availability, and the integration of diverse robotic and automated systems. and predicting operational KPIs of a physical warehouse is nearly impossible today. To tackle these challenges, Kion is adopting Mega, an NVIDIA Omniverse blueprint for building industrial digital twins to test and optimize robotic fleets. First, Kion's warehouse management solution assigns tasks to the industrial AI brains in the digital twin, such as moving a load from a buffer location to a shuttle storage solution. The robot's brains are in a simulation of a physical warehouse, digitalized into Omniverse using OpenUSD connectors to aggregate CAD, video and image to 3D, LiDAR to point cloud, and AI-generated data. The fleet of robots execute tasks by perceiving and reasoning about their Omniverse digital twin environment, planning their next motion and acting. The robot brains can see the resulting state through sensor simulations and decide their next action. The loop continues while Mega precisely tracks the state of everything in the digital twin. Now, Kion can simulate infinite scenarios at scale while measuring operational KPIs, such as throughput, efficiency, and utilization, all before deploying changes to the physical warehouse. Together with NVIDIA, Kion and Accenture are reinventing industrial autonomy.
In the future, that's incredible. Everything is in simulation. In the future, every factory will have a digital twin. And that digital twin operates exactly like the real factory. And in fact, you could use Omniverse with Cosmos to generate a whole bunch of future scenarios, and you pick, then an AI decides which one of the scenarios are the most optimal for whatever KPIs, and that becomes the programming constraints, the program, if you will, the AIs that will be deployed into the real factories. The next example, autonomous vehicles. The AV revolution has arrived. After so many years, with Waymo's success and Tesla's success, it is very, very clear autonomous vehicles has finally arrived. Well, our offering to this industry is the three computers: the training systems to train the AIs, the simulation systems, and the synthetic data generation systems, Omniverse and now Cosmos, and also the computer that's inside the car. Each car company might work with us in a different way, use one or two or three of the computers. We're working with just about every major car company around the world: Waymo and Zoox and Tesla, of course, in their data center, BYD, the largest EV company in the world. JLR's got a really cool car coming. Mercedes has a fleet of cars coming with NVIDIA starting this year, going to production. And I'm super, super pleased to announce that today, Toyota and NVIDIA are going to partner together to create their next generation AVs. Just so many cool companies, Lucid and Rivian and Xiaomi and of course Volvo, just so many different companies. Wabi is building self-driving trucks. Aurora, we announced this week also that Aurora is going to use NVIDIA to build self-driving trucks. Autonomous, 100 million cars built each year, a billion vehicles on the road all over the world, 1 trillion miles that are driven around the world each year. That's all going to be either highly autonomous or, fully autonomous coming up. And so this is going to be a very large industry. I predict that this will likely be the first multi-trillion-dollar robotics industry. This business for us, notice in just a few of these cars that are starting to ramp into the world, our business is already $4 billion, and this year probably on a run rate about $5 billion. So really significant business already. This is going to be very large. Well, today we're announcing that our next generation processor for the car, our next generation computer for the car, is called Thor. I have one right here. Hang on a second. Okay, this is Thor. This is Thor. This is a robotics computer. This is a robotics computer. It takes sensors and just a madness amount of sensor information, process it, umpteen cameras, high resolution, radars, LiDARs, they're all coming into this chip. And this chip has to process all that sensor, turn them into tokens, put them into a transformer, and predict the next path. And this AV computer is now in full production. Thor is 20 times the processing capability of our last generation Orin, which is really the standard of autonomous vehicles today. And so this is just really quite incredible. Thor is in full production. This robotics processor, by the way, also goes into a full robot. And so it could be an AMR, it could be a humanoid robot, it could be the brain, it could be the manipulator. This processor basically is a universal robotics computer. The second part of our drive system that I'm incredibly proud of is the dedication to safety. Drive OS, I'm pleased to announce, is now the first software-defined programmable AI computer that has been certified up to ASIL D, which is the highest standard of functional safety for automobiles. The only and the highest. And so I'm really, really proud of this. ASIL D, ISO 26262. It is the work of some 15,000 engineering years. This is just extraordinary work. And as a result of that, CUDA is now a functional, safe computer. And so if you're building a robot, NVIDIA CUDA, yeah. Okay, so now I told you I was going to show you what would we use Omniverse and Cosmos to do in the context of self-driving cars. And today, instead of showing you a whole bunch of videos of cars driving on the road, I'll show you some of that too. But I want to show you how we use the car to reconstruct digital twins automatically using AI and use that capability to train future AI models. Okay, let's play it.
The autonomous vehicle revolution is here. Building autonomous vehicles, like all robots, requires 3 computers: NVIDIA DGX to train AI models, Omniverse to test drive and generate synthetic data, and Drive AGX, a supercomputer in the car. Building safe autonomous vehicles means addressing edge scenarios, but real-world data is limited, so synthetic data is essential for training. The Autonomous Vehicle Data Factory, powered by NVIDIA Omniverse, AI models, and Cosmos, generates synthetic driving scenarios that enhance training data by orders of magnitude. First,
did you just seriously explain processing shaders for cars?
That enhance training data by orders of magnitude. First, OmniMap fuses map and geospatial data to construct drivable 3D environments. Driving scenario variations can be generated from replayed drive logs or AI traffic generators. Next, a neural reconstruction engine uses autonomous vehicle sensor logs to create high-fidelity 4D simulation environments. It replays previous drives in 3D and generates scenario variations to amplify training data. Finally, Edify 3DS automatically searches through existing asset libraries or generates new assets to create sim-ready scenes. The Omniverse scenarios are used to condition Cosmos to generate massive amounts of photorealistic data, reducing the sim-to-real gap. And with text prompts, generate near infinite variations of the driving scenario. With Cosmos Nemotron video the massively scaled synthetic dataset, combined with recorded drives, can be curated to train models. NVIDIA's AI Data Factory scales hundreds of drives into billions of effective miles, setting the standard for safe and advanced autonomous driving.
Isn't that incredible? We Take thousands of drives and turn them into billions of miles. We are going to have mountains of training data for autonomous vehicles. Of course, we still need actual cars on the road. Of course, we will continuously collect data for as long as we shall live. However, synthetic data generation using this multiverse, physically based, physically grounded capability so that we generate data for training AIs that are physically grounded and accurate or plausible so that we could have an enormous amount of data to train with. The AV industry is here. This is an incredibly exciting time, super excited about the next several years. I think you're going to see, just as computer graphics was revolutionized such incredible pace, you're going to see the pace of AV development increasing tremendously over the next several years. I think the next part is robotics. So humanoid robots, my friends. The ChatGPT moment for general robotics is just around the corner. And in fact, all of the enabling technologies that I've been talking about is going to make it possible for us in the next several years to see very rapid breakthroughs, surprising breakthroughs in general robotics. Now, the reason why general robotics is so important is whereas robots with tracks and wheels require special environments to accommodate them, there are three robots in the world that we can make that require no green fields. Brownfield adaptation is perfect. If we could possibly build these amazing robots, we could deploy them in exactly the world that we've built for ourselves. These three robots are, one, agentic robots and agentic AI, because they're information workers. So long as they could accommodate the computers that we have in our offices, it's going to be great. Number two, self-driving cars. And the reason for that is we spent 100+ years building roads and cities. And then number three, humanoid robots. If we have the technology to solve these three, this will be the largest technology industry the world's ever seen. And so we think that the robotics era is just around the corner. The critical capability is how to train these robots. In the case of humanoid robots, the imitation information is rather hard to collect. And the reason for that is, in the case of car, you just drive it. We're driving cars all the time. In the case of these humanoid robots, the imitation information, the human demonstration is rather laborious to do. And so we need to come up with a clever way to take hundreds of demonstrations, thousands of human demonstrations, and somehow use artificial intelligence and Omniverse to synthetically generate millions of synthetically generated motions. And from those motions, the AI can learn how to perform a task. Let me show you how that's done.
Developers around the world are building the next wave of physical, AI-embodied robots, humanoids. Developing general-purpose robot models requires massive amounts of real-world data, which is costly to capture and curate. NVIDIA Isaac GR00T helps tackle these challenges, providing humanoid robot developers with four things: robot foundation models, data pipelines, simulation frameworks, and a Thor robotics computer. The NVIDIA Isaac GR00T blueprint for synthetic motion generation is a simulation workflow for imitation learning, enabling developers to generate exponentially large data sets from a small number of human demonstrations. First, GR00T Teleop enables skilled human workers to portal into a digital twin of their robot using the Apple Vision Pro. This means operators can capture data even without a physical robot, and they can operate the robot in a risk-free environment, eliminating the chance of physical damage or wear and tear. To teach a robot a single task, operators capture motion trajectories through a handful of teleoperated demonstrations, then use Groot Mimic to multiply these trajectories into a much larger dataset. Next, they use Groot Gen, built on Omniverse and Cosmos for domain randomization and 3D to real upscaling, generating an exponentially larger dataset. The Omniverse and Cosmos Multiverse Simulation Engine provides a massively scaled dataset to train the robot policy. Once the policy is trained, developers can perform software-in-the-loop testing and validation in Isaac Sim before deploying to the real robot. The age of general robotics is arriving, powered by NVIDIA Isaac Groot.
We're going to have mountains of data to train robots with. NVIDIA Isaac Groot. NVIDIA Isaac Groot. This is our platform to provide technology elements to the robotics industry to accelerate the development of general robotics. And, well, I have one more thing that I want to show you. None of this would be possible if not for this incredible project that we started about a decade ago. Inside the company was called Project Digits, Deep Learning GPU Intelligence Training System. Digits. Well, before we launched it, I shrunk it to DGX and to harmonize it with RTX, AGX, OVX, and all of the other X's that we have in the company. And it really revolutionized, DGX1 really revolutionized, where's DGX1? DGX1 revolutionized artificial intelligence. The reason why we built it was because we wanted to make it possible for researchers and startups to have an out-of-the-box AI supercomputer. Imagine the way supercomputers were built in the past. You really have to build your own facility, and you have to go build your own infrastructure and really engineer it into existence. And so we created a supercomputer for AI development for researchers and startups that comes literally one out of the box. I delivered the first one to a startup company in 2016 called OpenAI, and Elon was there, and Ilya Sutskever was there, and many of NVIDIA engineers were there, and we celebrated the arrival of DGX1, and obviously it revolutionized artificial intelligence and computing. But now artificial intelligence is everywhere. It's not just in researchers and startup labs. You know, we want artificial intelligence, as I mentioned in the beginning of our talk. This is now the new way of doing computing. This is the new way of doing software. Every software engineer, every creative artist, everybody who uses computers today as a tool will need an AI supercomputer. And so I just wish that DGX1 was smaller. And, you know, you know, imagine, ladies and gentlemen, our this is NVIDIA's latest AI supercomputer. And it's finally called Project Digits right now. And if you have a good name for it, reach out to us. Here's the amazing thing. This is an AI supercomputer. It runs the...
Going with the theme and everything, they've named the, what's it called? The AI for like the self-driving car and everything, Thor. Why not just like use pirate software as kind of like a plug-in news for them now and call this Spirit?
Here's the amazing thing. This is an AI supercomputer. It runs the entire NVIDIA AI stack. All of NVIDIA software runs on this. DGX Cloud runs on this. This sits, well, somewhere, and it's wireless or connected to your computer. It's even a workstation if you like it to be. And you could access it, you could reach it like a cloud supercomputer, and NVIDIA's AI works on it. And it's based on a super secret chip that we've been working on called GB110, the smallest Grace Blackwell that we make. And I have, well, you know what? Let's show everybody inside.
Wait, that's too fast. I can't read. Bandwidth, low power, DDR 5X, NVIDIA Connect X. Wait, but there's 8 of those. So that's low power as well? How is that done? 1 to 8 times 8. So that's a terabyte of low power, high bandwidth, unified memory. How? Where do you get the resources? Where do we have the resources?
It's just so cute. And this is the chip that's inside. It is in production. This top secret chip we did in collaboration. The CPU, the Gray CPU, is built for NVIDIA in collaboration with MediaTek. They're the world's leading SoC company, and they worked with us to build this CPU SoC, and connect it with chip-to-chip NVLink to the Blackwell GPU. And this little thing here.
What's crazy is the size of the case is infinitely more bigger than the size of everything that's inside it. So I'm wondering why. Is that so that they don't lose the fucking thing? Or is it for cable management and everything? Any kind of cable that can be hooked up to it. It's just like, I don't know. Wait, 20 ARM cores. I know about ARM cores because I've researched supercomputers before. An ARM core is kind of like an extension of a PC, pretty much. Like it is a PC itself. In regards connectivity, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth. The fucking thing has Bluetooth as well. USB, okay. Connect X. 4 terabyte SSD.
Is in full production. We're expecting this
and
computer
it's a terabyte. I don't know what the high bandwidth unified memory is like. Is that connection to the internet? Like, I want to see what this thing is like.
Be available around May timeframe, and so it's coming at you. It's just incredible what we could do, and it's just, I think I was trying to figure out, do I need more hands or more pockets? All right, so imagine this is what it looks like. You know, who doesn't want one of those? And if you use PC, Mac, anything, because it's a cloud platform. It's a cloud computing platform that sits on your desk You could also use it as a Linux workstation if you like. If you would like to have double digits,
there's going to be a lot of fanboys after
what it
that
looks
one.
like, you know, and you connect it together with ConnectX, and it has nickel, GPU Direct, all of that out of the box. It's like a supercomputer. Our entire supercomputing stack is available. And so, NVIDIA Project Digits. Okay. Well, let me tell you what I told you. I told you that we are in production with 3 new Blackwells. Not only is the Grace Blackwell supercomputers, NVLink 72s, in production all over the world, we now have 3 new Blackwell systems in production. One amazing AI foundational world foundation model, the world's first physical AI foundation model. Is open, available to activate the world's industries of robotics and such, and three robots. 3 robots working on agentic AI, humanoid robots, and self-driving cars. It's been an incredible year. I want to thank all of you for your partnership. Thank all of you for coming. I made you a short video to reflect on last year and look forward to the next year. Play, please.
Okay, so a message from the past and a message for the future. Oh, car mechanic simulator. I can see it now. Sorry, my stupid. Go back.
Have a great CES, everybody. Happy New Year. Thank you.
crazy. God damn. I have a lot of thoughts about this and everything that I had seen. The supercomputer, goddamn, I need to know its limitations. I want to know its limitations specifically. Comments are turned off. Okay. Why am I not subscribed to NVIDIA? Fucking thing. Wait. God damn it. I really need to go to the bathroom. So one sec, I'm going to play a video and then I'm going to come back and give my thoughts and everything about everything that I have seen. Just a moment. Where's a short video? Short video. Here. I'll be right back. Actually, we'll go to the other one. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay. Here, I'm gonna mute this, but I'm gonna pretty much speak over it and everything. I'll keep the sound on, but I'll keep it down low. Right. Now, with what I've seen, I'm incredibly impressed by, like, the size of that supercomputer. Like, that is amazing. And the way how they said that, like, being somewhat lengthened together, I don't know if they said that, but, like, that's the impression that I got from the photo that was kind of, like, used and everything, which I would say, like, yeah, a supercomputer working with another supercomputer is not like it's unheard of and everything. So modulated systems, and then, what's it called? And then having a parent kind of system to oversee all of it. If you're like working on something that was like super big and everything, but it is something of like that bandwidth thing. I don't know if that thing is like a representation of like RAM, something like that, or like I really don't understand it. I'm trying to wrap my brain around it and everything. Some shit. It's like I'm wondering like its limitations. Like what exactly can I do with it and everything? It's a specific piece of technology that was like released, not technology, but the concept idea behind a lot of what's it called? Technology that like I think it was unreleased technology and everything, which came by it was first showcased by TED TV. There was a piece of technology that was used. It was like a jacket, and it was a jacket where you could feel things. It was like as if you had the ability to feel another limb, like as if you had an arm that obviously like you had two arms your whole life. Well, what if there was a seamless integration to where it would feel like you had a third arm that you could operate? This piece of tech and everything, and with like the concept of it, I know it exists. I've seen it. Well, not with my own eyes, but like the way how it was showcased and everything, and all the demonstrations and everything. I believe it to be true that it is real technology. And so that with supercomputer technology, that kind of location of how vehicles operate and all that kind of stuff and everything, how it was like identifying other vehicles as the car was moving. And so I'm using these two systems together along with a ATAC system, ATAC, which is all-terrain, it's kind of like map knowledge and everything. It's an incredibly like useful tool for navigation and all that kind of stuff. I don't know the abbreviated name for it. And using those systems together, using let's say drone footage, everything, if you had drones and all that kind of stuff. Basically what I'm getting across right now is I'm theory crafting a future soldier, so to speak, and everything. Someone to defend mankind's best interest. Yes, they are looking into robotics and all that kind of stuff and everything as well. And for every task would need its own kind of like with the problem solving feature and everything, there is the question, and then it revises the question. It seeks out all of the information on how to best answer that question, and then it questions its own answer, and then it spits it out. Having a man-made futuristic soldier in amongst robotic soldiers and everything, obviously we're delving somewhat into storylines of Iron Man and his Iron Legion army, whatever the fuck it is, and everything. But yeah, it's more or less like the idea, to keep the idea and everything, and to keep your idea alive, pretty much, like your hope for the future alive, like how to best do that. Supercomputers, fusing all of these technologies together and everything. It's just, yeah. It's just, like, it's a bit overwhelming. Well, not overwhelming, it's just like, I'm really curious, most of all. It's like, it's very interesting. It's very interesting to see how everything is like, man. fucking crazy. The world is amazing with everything that it's able to, like, yeah. Everything that I just seen, holy shit. Some stuff that, like, it's interesting. It's interesting. It's interesting. It's going to be hard for me to sleep tonight, knowing all of that stuff now and everything. And I don't even know it. I have to go back and rewatch it. And I'm going to have to spend the whole of, like, more delving deeper into, like, other topics and everything. My concern is a very obvious one. The price of the GPU, the 570 GPU and everything. That price is incredibly cheap. And I would think there's going to be a lot of people wanting that. For that price, that basically means, like I don't believe we have enough resources to cover all of the people who would want something like that. They basically made a device that would level the playing field for all the kind of people who are, like, new to gaming and everything, or, like, new to PC gaming. We now have the ability to buy a PC that is just as good as what everyone in the high end is playing right now. Like, that is where they're at and everything. That's fucking crazy. Like, what the hell? All we need is, like, the fucking, yeah. I can't wait to see when Asmongold reacts to the NVIDIA thing. I know he's going to.
Moonwalker. Welcome
I
to
don't
my
want to
channel.
see his stream right
Hey
now.
my papalushi.
What's up? We just watched the NVIDIA, where is it? Them talking about their future and everything. We just watched and reacted to all of this. Fucking amazing. I don't know if you've heard about it, so I'm just quickly fast forward to where it's relevant information. Here we go.
Is the programmable shader is also able to now process neural networks. So the shader is able to carry these neural networks.
Here, the price
4090.
range.
I know.
Price range of $4090, $1,600. I'm assuming that this is US dollars.
No, many of you have one.
Now,
I know it. Look, it's $1,599. It is one of the best investments you could possibly make.
Wait for it.
For $1,599, you bring it home to your $10,000 PC entertainment command center. Isn't that right? Don't tell me that's not true. Don't be ashamed. It's liquid cooled, fancy lights all over it. You lock it when you leave. It's the modern home theater. It makes perfect sense. And now for $1,500 and $1,599, you get to upgrade that and turbocharge the living daylights out of it. Well, now with the Blackwell family, RTX 5070, 4090 performance.
5070. It gives you the same performance as a 4090, and it costs $550.
Performance at 549. Impossible without artificial intelligence. Impossible without the 4 teraops of AI tensor cores. Impossible.
My concern is, like, how I really hope they have enough resources to be able to, like, create as many of these as there are that are going to be people who want to buy them. Because let me look this up.
That's how it always been though. 3070 was about 2080 Ti performance. Nothing new lol.
That's how it's always been though. The thing was about the spin. Really? But like that much of a price? Like that price range is fucking crazy. The new upgrade as well, because that was the fucking 5070. So the price of the next one, the 5090, is $2,000. That was what I was looking at the high end. But here, I want to look at something real quick.
The issue is they intentionally capped the VRAM on the lower cards. Notice how they didn't mention VRAM.
Yeah, they didn't. So you are right about that, which is why I would look to the next tier for the, so I would look for the 5070 Ti and everything to look at RAM and all that.
They capped the VRAM on lower cards, so you gotta upgrade quicker.
Yeah. 132 million monthly active users on Steam. Okay. 132 million. We're going to open up a new page now. $116 million monthly, and now doing Xbox. Wait,
most Steam
million?
users don't even have 3070 cards. They use old GPUs to play older games. LOL.
I know this. I'm just creating the biggest pool and then slicing that off by like a third, cutting off a third of it. So, and yeah, so like 132 million, 116 million. I don't believe this 200 million active users. If it is, then damn. 120 million. I'm going to use that number instead. So 300, 3,500 million users. Okay, so a third of that taken away. So I imagine then, like, can they fulfill an order of 200 million? Pretty much. This is somewhat to, like, cover games, a few school systems as well, and everything. I mean, because it's a cheaper thing. And, you know, universities and all that kind of shit, like, can they fulfill that kind of an order? Like, when it comes to, like, yeah. It's mad. It's mad. It's so mad. It's so mad. Bro, it's like, what the fuck? I really, yeah. Let's look it up now. Like, fucking...
No lol. What face with tears of joy. No GPU had 200 million units sold ever.
I know. It's not like it's gonna be sold at the fucking same date and everything. It gets sold, like, over time, does it not? But it's not like everyone's buying that one specific and everything. It's just that one has the computational price of, like, but like the price is infinitely more cheaper. But it's at the quality in which the fucking one of the typical like most best fucking PC fucking graphics cards that is out there right now. It's like, what the fuck? I think if there's gonna be a bigger demand for like that specific one, it's gonna be more or less like, yeah, it's gonna be insane because they literally haven't like. When was the last time they brought out a fucking? When was the first time where the 40 series was first introduced to the world? I should look that up as well. Release date. When did this come out? 2022. So 3 years ago. And how much sold within its first year? Is there going to be any fucking mention?
The 5070 ain't nothing different than 4070. That's also 3090 level of performance.
Wait, say that again. The 5070 ain't nothing different than the 4070. That's also 3090 level of performance. That's still very fucking good. Remember, I had a 3080. I didn't even have a fucking thing. It's like, damn. That shit good. That shit ain't trash. Like, it's not that fucking bad. Holy shit. And I know what I was able to do with my fucking... Wait, I didn't have a 3080. I had a 3070. Was it a 3070? Yeah, it was a 3070. Is there any like how much it was? There's nothing, isn't it? I don't think I'll be able to find. I just suck at searching for shit like this. Fuck it. I'm gonna jump into some games. God damn it, why is my audio like always fucking shit?
You had a 3070 laptop version which is like 30% less power than desktop 3070 because cooling affects power.
Yeah. I'm gonna try this another day. I'm gonna try this one another day. I am curious about it though. Where's Half Sword? I'm gonna play some Half Sword. Yeah, man, it's interesting as fuck. I want one, obviously, because it sounds super cheap. I mean, I looked it up. It was like, yeah, like $1,000 or some shit in my own currency.
Well, hopefully you upgrade to a 5070 LOL.
Yeah. Like, it seems very durable. That price range is like, yeah. Ow. How you doing? What you been up to lately?
Are you using a laptop now?
Yeah. I fucking love this game a little bit too much.
What gain is there in bloodshed?
forgot. I turned down the volume of it. So I was watching other videos.
Yeah, but all the 70 cards were around $500, 20, 70, 3,000 and 74,000 and 70.
$500? Okay. That's still cheaper then, because like, if it's been around $500 for almost each time, I mean, like, the fucking date at which all of these have came out, even if they're like a year apart, like that 4070, that was fucking 3 years apart and everything. Like, the price of things is fucking different now. And the fact that they're able to like keep it around that price, that's really fucking good. You playing any games lately?
Rauchen! I cry thee mercy.
Okay.
Thy braver is proved. No need for more proof.
I fucking love this
Still
game.
playing Last of Us 1, almost done.
No. That was bad. Where the fuck is my sword?
Auf!
Yoink.
Hellway.
Oh no. Get up, get up, get up, get up, get up.
Start.
Oh. I won without a sword. Oh my god. God damn it. Possibility of victory in this game. I won't be streaming for too much longer. It's like it's really early in the morning right here.
Consider, ere the battalion joineth the crossed of...
Whereabouts are you up to on Last of Us? God damn.
LOL, $2,000 for a GPU. NVIDIA is smoking something.
For the latest version.
Thy bravery is proved. No need for more. fast! Let us parley then rather than perishing. Might we not find a path of peace?
Oh my god. Oh. He got me good.
What game is there in blood spilled?
Like,
Twixt us.
those guys. Oh, that one was nasty.
We seeking no quarrel with thee, nigh the kin. Too much hath been lost, while loss and more.
God damn it. Wait, but he's not hurt though. This just bruised, isn't it?
Speaking we of terms, not of swears.
FK all this GPU stuff, I just want decent new games.
Darn!
I want a better GPU so I can play these games, all the games that I already like. It just like better fucking frame rate than what I'm getting.
Stein the hand, good sire. Let us.
I'm really surprised that my PC can even run this game.
I am at thy mercy.
Hedgeborn! Let us sheathen our swords in honor.
Right in the chest. I prefer it when the X stays in the chest.
Hold in peace, for violence
Just get a used 3060 PC build would be cheap AF, like $400 total.
One sec. Yeah, I'm not doing that.
You could run any game over like 80 FPS with that.
It be too late.
Nah, I want this. I want this because it's new. Oh my god. I fucking hate that thing, man. It's so brutal. Fucking pipes. Or pitchforks. I don't know what the hell they are.
Let cooler heaviness prevail on this day.
Got me in the back of the arm.
Let reason rule and where rage might reign.
More than likely, I won't be streaming.
Welcome to
tomorrow,
my channel.
Be researching a lot of things.
Seeking we are proud for our people's sake.
Oh, fuck, you got me, didn't they?
Thy bravery is proved. No need.
Gotcha, buddy.
Speaking we of terms, not of swears.
We learn a different style of attacking. God damn it.
Let not think.
It's a very subtle, like, put it into the center.
You need a good CPU for that GPU, also motherboard and RAM, and good cooling with a 1440p monitor. Anything under would definitely bottleneck it, because how powerful it is that $570 ain't $570 anymore.
Yeah. Still don't care. That is typically what would be saving up for. How do you stand sideways with the... Okay. Man, the movement is really hard. God damn it. The aiming.
And they will be sold out after 20 minutes just like every other GPU, so Sing gonna get it for MSRP.
God damn it. I have no idea what that is, so Sting gonna get it for whatever.
Ain't.
I have no idea what that is.
Too much hath been lost, while loss and more.
Oh my god.
Thy bravery is proved. No need for more.
I got my plea, and I gotness. God.
The bots always buy GPUs instantly, so they can price it up to like $200 or $300 from what original price is, unfortunately.
Yeah. Fuck, I hate that fucking side of shit. Oh.
We seek no quarrel with thee, nigh the kin. Let cooler heaviness prevail on this day. Eggard! Let reason rule and where rage might rank.
Yeah, I think a few more and then I'll be jumping off. This is fucking early. Oh. No. Oh. I jump into some heavy armor ones for a bit.
Coward! Fiberdicke bat! My blood's bone! Hold in peace, for violence are not but woe. Scotch hooks. Now, sir. Harlot. Buffoon!
No! Have mercy on me. I spare
Stein die hand, good sire. Let us not bloodshed
no harm,
come.
Ooh.
Mangekur!
Damn, he got me.
Wife!
If you do get a 5070, just don't try at launch. Wait for the hype to come. Unless you get it for retail, don't wanna pay scam prices.
Well, it obviously won't be coming any soon and everything. I need to get back to fucking war. Season's coming in as well. wrong with my angles?
Zounds! Cuckold!
Motherfucker.
Turn we from this path, ere it be too late.
What the hell is wrong with my foot angle? Oh, he got me good.
Yes. Dragon message. Darn. Gosh. Let us sheathen our swords in honor. Nothing.
Search up We Who Are About to Die on Steam if you like this that's similar but with RPG mechanics and progression.
Well, we have another one that we're going to be checking out. Oh my god. Won't be tomorrow, but it'll be another day and everything. So yeah, I could probably look that one up as well.
KJJKJKJKLKKLK.
How's
Welcome to my channel. Hello again.
Unfortunately, we're going to be ending stream soon.
It's also indie, so not hard to run. But I think most people consider it the best gladiator game on Steam.
Now, sir. Let us parley rather than parison.
Goddamn mistake. It's past 4 in the morning. I need to try and get myself back to my daytime schedule and everything before work starts back up.
Coward!
You like heading out in daytime?
Okay, again, you like getting out. 1 sec. What do you mean heading out in daytime? For work, I need to get back to my daytime thing. Sleep schedule. Otherwise, yeah, like it's gonna be so fucked. No! I definitely lost that one.
You miss the sun on your face with tears of joy.
Oh my god, you got me good.
I pray, let me go hands unharmed.
He's gonna give up.
My God's bones!
Trying to get underneath his armor.
Have mercy on me. I spared me leave.
It's getting annoying now.
Mercy.
This is gonna be the last one.
K take care GTG.
Have a good one.
Scarlett!
Gotcha, buddy. Gotcha, buddy.
Buffoon! Luister!
Alright. That's gonna be it. Thank you for watching.
No!
I'm out. Peace.
I am asking mercy. Mercy, good sir. Shway me kind
Mange
of
kur.
parents.